Guruji, when Krishna and Arjuna was doing satsang in Bharatayuddha, Arjuna was scared. He was confused. He did not want to go to the battlefield to fight his family. And then Krishna said, no problem. If you're scared to fight your family, you can run away, but the universe will send someone else to replace you. So the show must go on. So my question is, why exactly the show must go on? The longest movie I've ever watched is 3 hours, 3 minutes. The longest movie in the world is around 5, 6 hours. But never have I seen a movie that lasts forever.
That is the thing. This universe is Anand Anadi, without end and without beginning. This was declared thousands of years ago by the rishis, and then comes Stephen Hawking. He said, no, everything started 4.5 billion years ago, 5 billion years ago. But now new physics and new paradigm of biology, they are coming together, and they acknowledge now that indeed this universe is without end and without beginning. So you can never ever find the mystery of what God is, who God is, why He wants this show to go on, how God is. All our explanations are purely speculations.
Why did we agree to play this show in the first
Don't
place?
commit suicide. Again, you'll be back because you cannot go anywhere. Who are we that we should agree or not agree? This is our ego speaking, that we should be agreeing to something. This is the mentality that has caused us a lot of problem, that I have my individual ego, I have my individual freedom. What kind of freedom? Look at the coronavirus. The message is very clear. You can have the best of technology, you have best of medical, healthcare system, you have the best scientists in the world today. We didn't have so many scientists in the past. And they are helpless. They cannot do anything. People are dying. What we keep hearing, 1,000 deaths and all that, it is much, much, much more. I get my news from very reliable sources. It is much, much, much more. Can you believe 100 million people in China are locked up? They cannot leave to any other city. They are just captive there. 100 million, that is almost 50% of Indonesia's population. They cannot go anywhere. Can you imagine? Can you just try to imagine what is happening to them? Where is our ego? Where is our free will? We have been talking about law of attraction and this and that, Nothing is happening. At the end of the day, we have to bow down and surrender and submit our ego. There is a higher power. Whoever created the virus, we are not going to that. The fact is that we are totally helpless to even combat this virus to this date. So we are nobody. We are nobody. We have to drop this ego. This whole education system is about dropping your ego and recognizing that there is a higher power. At the same time that you are the spark of that higher power. Now the spark does not have any free will. The sun is rising and the sunlight does not have any free will. The sun rises, the sunlight is there. Law of attraction, law of karma, all these laws are nullified now. You go to the airport, it's like a panic kind of situation. People are not traveling. What kind of situation we are in? So no, we don't have to have that kind of question. We have to surrender to the divine will. You may like to call him divine, call her divine. God, Supreme Being, anything, drop all philosophy, just submit. There's a beautiful song, Radhika Jivana, Krishna Janardana. Agitation. Krishna is Janardhan, he is causing agitation. Without agitation, without boiling the food, without cooking the food cannot be ready. Even if you are eating, consuming raw food, it takes some time for the food to grow. So there is a process, and this process is full of agitation. There is agitation, there is a lot of activity. You know, sometime in the morning we see these farmers here when they are harvesting. Now, right now they are harvesting now. So much noise, so much sound. It's agitation. And then how to deal with agitation? Radhika Jivana. You must develop the feminine quality. That's why we have temple dedicated to the female energy, not to the male energy. The male energy is down here, Buddha, agitation, meditation, this, that, blah, 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 yoga, stand on your head, and we feel we have done something. 18 hours a day I have set for Vipassana, we feel we have done something. This ego, all ego play. At the end of the day, the one who decides is Mama upstairs. And we have to bow down to her will, her divine will. Radhika Jivana. One who can liberate you from this life is this quality of Radha, submission. Radhika Jivana, Krishna Janardana. Radhe Govinda, Radhe Gopala. Devaki Nandana, Devaki Nandana, Devaki Nandana, Devaki Nandana, He Gopika Ranjana. Nanda Nandana, Nanda Nandana, He Gopika Ranjana. Murali Mohana. Sing. Sing, sing. Song is life. Prose is not life. Poetry is life. When your eyes are full of tears in love, in compassion, in empathy, that is life. Drop all philosophies. Nothing is going to help you. You can read thousands of books. Nothing helps. At the end of the day is the divine will. Whether you agree or you don't agree, you know what we are facing now. Yesterday I was with someone and a doctor actually. She told me this story and it's very important. There was a man who built this zoo. And people nowadays are not interested in zoo. They are busy with their gadgets, and if they want to see animals, they go and see Animal Planet on TV or National Geography. They are not interested in zoo. We had a kid from India coming here, from South India. He was 9-10 years old, and he saw the turtles there in the pool, the pond, turtle or tortoise, what do you call that? Tortoise, what do you call that? Turtle, okay. Saw the turtle and the fishes there. And the kid, the student was so excited. And he called the mother, he called his father, he called his aunt. Look at this, we have got turtle here, we got fishes here. Why he is excited? Why he was excited? Because the school, the boarding school, allows TV only once a week. All other days they are not exposed to TV. They are exposed to storytelling. The warden is telling them stories, the teachers are telling them stories. They are having debates and they have good marks. They perform well. These small things have gone out from our life. We have to come back to all these small things. Relationship. The major problem we have got in this world today is about relationship. We cannot relate. We feel we are holier than thou. People learn yoga a little bit. You learn 100 hours, 1,000 hours, 10,000 hours, and we display our certificate. I'm a yoga teacher. The yoga teacher certification is valuable in the West, but it means nothing. No better than toilet paper. Nobody can certify you as yogi. Who can certify you as yogi? That you are living the ideals of yoga. It's a make-believe thing. Those people who are signing this and those federations and associations who are issuing this, they know nothing about yoga. What do they know? Do they live yoga? A lot of people after yoga classes in Jakarta, they go out, they go to coffee shop outside and start smoking and talk about yoga. Yoga is a lifestyle. They have lost these small things, love, compassion, empathy, And this is the lesson that we have to learn from this coronavirus. Submit to the will of God, drop all philosophies, drop all these kind of nonsense questions about who created the world, what created. The fact is that we are stuck in this world now. What are we going to do about this? Without talking philosophy, what am I going to do about this life? How am I going to live this life? We cannot live by philosophizing. We still have to have our food, we have to have a relationship, we have to have a good health. So drop. Children in the school, sing more. Have debates. Have debates and try to convince yourself what life is all about. Create debate circle in at least in the boarding. Create debate circle. Talk to each other. Debate. What is the meaning of life? At the end of the day, you'll realize that it's about joy. It's about sharing your joy. Otherwise, what I was trying to say is bring some songs into your life. All these viruses are affecting us because we have become too serious. Too serious. I am studying about the people of Wuhan, where this virus started. First of all, they eat just about everything. They eat everything. But when, I was discussing this with somebody, and she sends me a clip. In a very expensive restaurant, they are also eating raw animals there. Yeah, raw animals with some ketchup or something. It's a posh restaurant. So, this for seafood, what is that? What is it called? No, snail. What is it called? Escargot, yeah. They just take it and they put some sauce and they eat. But not only escargot, anything else. So these things our body is not meant for that. If our body was meant for animal meat, then we do not have to have a blood donation, blood drive campaign. We can take the blood from animals and infuse. Blood transfusion can be done with animal blood. The fact is that we are not in compliance with that kind of blood. So how can we eat meat? And especially when you become so obsessed with meat that you can eat just about anything. That's one thing. The other thing is, I can see from what I study now, people of Wuhan, because there are some students from India, about 300 of them, who went back to India, and luckily only one of them got virus in Kerala, but otherwise most of them are all right. So they are already speaking now, they are relating their stories, and some of them were vegetarian, and they said it was very difficult for us to get food. It was almost impossible to get vegetarian food because everybody eats meat. Now, I'm not saying that, we are not trying to find faults, but the fact is that we have to learn from this mistake. We have to learn, and people are so egoistic that they consider, okay, our science, our technology, our knowledge, our economic, China is superpower now. It's de facto their superpower. Look at the situation now. You don't have Chinese goods being supplied to some places, and the factories are closing down. A lot of factories are closing down in several cities, because the raw materials come from China. So with all that kind of economic thing and technology and dependence of almost the entire world upon China, that has gone into their heads, and they have become very arrogant. This is a lesson to learn, that we should not follow that path. We should not become arrogant on any account. On any account. People can be very spiritual and they can be very arrogant. They can be, what the word from Chogyam Trungpa? Spiritual materialism. So we become spiritual materialists. We can become very arrogant being spiritual. Oh, I have done this, I have done that, I have, as I was telling you, I have done so many hours of yoga, I have done this, I have done that, I have gone to so many gurus, and I have got 36 chakras which are all open. You write any book, if you add upon the number of chakras, the book will sell. The book will sell. People are, you can sell anything. But I was telling you the story halfway about zoo. So this man has opened a zoo and nobody wants to come. Keeps the price. The entrance ticket is 20,000 rupiah. 20,000 is what? €1.5? Not even €1.5. €1.20 something. But nobody wants to go to zoo. So he has to find some trick. How to invite, because he has got so many animals, he has to feed the animals. So he said, okay, now the zoo is free. Now whatever you give free, people need something free. Freebies are always sought for. People are looking for freebies. So it's free, everybody comes, 10,000 people come to the zoo. And then he has this elephant, a baby elephant, that is already jinak. What is jinak? Tame. A tame baby elephant. He lets loose this baby elephant. And he makes an announcement, the elephant is now let loose, we cannot control, and the door is only one to get out of the zoo. So it's first come, first serve basis, and each one of you has to pay 50,000 rupiah to get out of this. And everybody wants to pay 50,000 rupiah. They will not pay 20,000 for entrance, but they'll pay 50,000 to get out of the problem. So this is our situation now. This is our situation now. This coronavirus, something like that. We have danger now, so better we realize now where we have gone wrong. It's not only China, it's about all of us. It's a collective thing, otherwise it will just be in China. The fact is that the virus has gone all over the world. Most of the world. So there is something, there are some lessons that we have to learn, and we better learn our lessons or we suffer. We have to pay 50,000 to get out of the zoo. But our way, as I was telling the other day also, Our way is the way of love, of compassion, of empathy. Meditation is for us just a tool. Yoga is just a tool. Our own happiness matters very little. You can be very happy, very joyous, corona comes and you get corolla. So our happiness, our joy matters very little. If you are suffering and I am joyful, my joy is not going to last long. It is in my interest that I should serve you and share my joy with you. That's the whole intention of having this ashram. Be joyful and share your joy with
Haribo,